ants are approaching. Crap. You're here early. Again. Well, like I said, better early than never.
A-list of the B-list!
Today we're going to be reviewing the 1954 movie, Them, directed by Gordon Douglas, starring James Whitmore and Edmund Gwenn. This is a movie about giant ants, which is a movie type that I don't think I've ever actually seen before besides this movie. I mean, of course, we've seen giant insects before, like in our very first episode, the tarantula. But I don't think I've ever heard stories about giant ants. However, bullet ants do seem to contain one of the most painful bites/stings in the insect kingdom, so I could see how they'd be dangerous as giant animals. In the New Mexico desert, Police Sergeant Ben Peterson and his partner find a child wandering in the desert, and soon they discover that giant ants are attacking the locals. FBI agent Robert Graham teams up with Ben, and with the support of Dr. Harold Medford and his daughter, Dr. Patricia Pat Medford, they destroy the colony of ants in the middle of the desert. Dr. Harold Medford explains that the atomic testings in 1945 developed the dangerous mutant ants. But they also discovered that 2 queen ants have flown away to Los Angeles, and they are starting a huge colony in the underground flood control tunnels of that city. When a mother reports that her 2 children are missing, the team begins searching for them. Will they arrive in time to save the children and destroy the colony? Watch the movie to find out. Now it's time for trivia about this movie. The flamethrowers used in the movie were standard World War II weapons and were loaned by the U.S. Army. The actors handling the weapons were World War II combat veterans who used them in battle. Walt Disney screened the movie because he was interested in casting James Arness as Davy Crockett. However, he was so impressed by Fess Parker as the crazy Texan pilot that he chose him for the part. In 1998, John Weldon revealed that the temperature reached 110 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees Celsius during filming, and she and Edmund Gwenn were wearing wool clothing. Gwenn struggled with advanced arthritis. Although unnoticeable to the audience, he was in pain and was helped off the set by his valet. The viewer never sees more than 3 giant ants at any one time, because that's all the ants that they made. Dr. Harold Medford identifies the ants as Camponotus vicinus, a species that does not sting its victims. However, one must remember that these ants are mutants. During the final battle in the sewer, one of the ants is the one that has antennae destroyed in the desert, as the antennae are still broken. The patrol car used by Troopers Peterson and Blackburn has an emergency water bag hanging in the front of the hood from the ornament. And now we get to the end of the video, where I personally rate these movies. I give this movie, I'd say about a 5 out of 6 ant legs. It definitely seems like an interesting premise, and one that doesn't seem to be brought up much more, specifically with giant ants, not just giant insects in general. That's it for today. See you next time on A-List of the B-List.
A-list of the B-list!